Insectopedia. Hello my dear teacher, I'm Upasana from class 6D. This is the video presentation part 2 of Insectopedia. Honey bee. Bee colonies are the producer of delicious sweet substance known as honey. It is one of the source of sugar that we eat. But what do bees eat? When we talk about honey, the first thing comes to mind is all about the honey, which is a source of sugar. So let us know more about the producer of this honey. Bees need proteins and carbohydrates along with lipids, vitamins and minerals and water to survive, just like most living beings. Let us take a close look at it. Royal jelly. The larva of a bee is fed royal jelly. This is a milky secretion from a hypophalangium and said that it is 3 times faster of young workers that is being helped in making beehives. Royal jelly is made 2/3 of water with proteins, sugar, lipids, vitamin and minerals. It is produced by young female worker bee. It is comprised of pollen and chemicals from glands of worker bee. It is produced by the female worker bee. So, royal jelly is one of the source of food for honeybee. It is made of 2/3 of water with proteins, sugar, lipids, vitamin and minerals. It is mainly produced by young female worker bee. Nectar and pollen. A huge portion of honeybee's diet consists of pollen and nectar which collect and store. Pollen is fermented into bee bread which provides protein and nectar is used for honey production which is rich in carbohydrate. This is achieved through repeated storage, evaporation and fermentation. Nectar and pollen, this both is main source of food for honey. It is a huge portion of honeybee's diet. Pollen is fermented into bee bread which provides protein where they can obtain protein, and nectar is used for the honey production which is very rich in carbohydrate. This is achieved through repeated storage, evaporation and fermentation. Nectar and pollen are both seasonal source of food in the hive and the storage sustains the colony during winter when it is scarce. In times of insufficient supply of nectar and honey, they eat and collect juice from ripe fruits like apple, grapes, plums, etc. Nectar and pollen is the main source of food as I told you. It is a seasonal source of food in the hive. The storage sustains during winter. In the time of scarce, they obtain ripe fruits like apple, grapes and plums. Bees play a vital role in the ecosystem. We have learned that many plants require pollinating to live and grow. Bees pollinate 1/3 of everything we eat. Bees play a role for preservation of ecological balance and biodiversity in nature. They provide most recognizable service for the ecosystem, which is pollination. The pollination is the main service for the ecosystem from honeybee. This pollination is very important that we consumers depend on the hard work of the pollinators by consuming their food through pollination. So so we must thank them for this hard work of pollination process, which make food production possible. Through pollination, the food production will be as much possible and healthier as it can. By doing so, they protect and maintain ecosystem as well as animal and plant species and contribute to genetic and biotic diversity. Bees play an important role in the relation to the scope of agriculture production. Effective pollination increases the quality of agriculture produce and enhances the plant's resistance to pests. So this is how the honeybees are very important and beneficial to the ecosystem. Bees are the sign of well-functioning ecosystem. The life cycle of honeybee. First thing, the adult butterfly lay eggs. The egg hatches and the larva form comes out in day 6. The growth in larva day 10. In day 14, pupa forms, and then pupa growth, and then the egg and the pupa and the honeybee come out in day 18 or 19. Ant. When there is food spill under your table, an army of ants will come to eat. When there is a dead insect like a cockroach, they will come and bring along the corpse with them colony to eat it. These incidents shows that they eat everything, omnivores. They eat a mixture of both animal and plants. We see ant every day in our lunch box, in our if chocolate is built there, or biscuits. So or anything that you put to other birds, even ants come to it. So not only that, they also eat other small insects which are dead. If we see cockroach or any lizard dead, the ant eat that also. So it shows that it eat everything, means it is a omnivores. They eat a mixture of both animal and plants. Most of the ant species are known as the opportunistic feeder. They usually eat whatever are there in houses to fulfill their nutrition needs. But we should know that not all ant species eat same type of food, because different species of ant eat different kind of food. Let us take a close look at on 3 common items that ants eat. It is common to know that most type of ant are fond of sugar items in your kitchen or lunch box, such as bread, honey, juice and sugar. So usually they prefer to eat sugar items like bread, honey, juice and sugar. So they usually eat sugar items. Other than sugar items, they eat protein food. Besides sugary food, ants also eat protein to grow. So protein food they eat for growth. High protein foods like meat, egg and peanut butter will surely attract a group of ants to come. Ants cultivate fungi in gardens, and some of their species grow and eat fungus. Ants such as leafcutter eat fungus as the source of nutrition. Other than protein food and sugar items, they also cultivate fungi and they eat fungi to fulfill their nutrition value, like leafcutter ants. Ants are often described as the ecosystem engineers because they perform many vital ecological services. 4 important reasons in the ecosystem of ants important are aerate soil and improve drainage. So that is one of the thing that plants or that ants is important. They redistribute nutrients as they move soil particles from place to place, and voids created by the tunnels improve air and water circulation. When they remove the particles in the soil each by each, it improve the air and water circulation for plant. improve soil chemistry. Ants store amounts of food in air in and near their nest sites, which adds organic matter to the soil. So what happens when they collect food and store it near their nest or inside their nest? When they keep it, the few items the soil will absorb, which adds organic matter to the soil. Dispersal of seeds. Ants carry seeds to nest where seeds take in root fertile soil. Ants provide a service to plants by transporting more nutrient. Ants carry seeds to nest where seeds take in root in fertile soil. When they obtain seeds to fulfill their nutrition value, the few seeds dropped in the soil gives which helps in reproduction of plants, where the dispersal of seeds happen. Prey and pests. Ants are scavengers and predators for insects and their eggs. In natural habitat, they are also the source of food for many invertebrates and vertebrates. Bees eat carpenter ants of larvae and pupa. So ants are scavengers and also predators, where they eat dead insects, small insects, and they are also a predator where wild animals also eat them. The life cycle of an ant. First, the adult ant lay eggs, then the egg hatches into larva, and then into pupa, and then into adult egg. Adult ant. Eggs, larva, pupa, adult ant.